First of all, just your emotions. You've been at this thing, I think, for a little over 3.5 years.
Yeah, 3.5, 4 years, I would say, really working on this, and just sitting back and reflecting, and then watching the entire event today. Just the passion and energy is it's even more than I expected. So I just couldn't be happier for St. Louis, couldn't be happier for our community, and couldn't be happier for the soccer fans here, because today was just electric. It was just electric, and it just makes me feel really good about the time and effort that has been put into this, that it's very meaningful for the city of St. Louis.
I want to take you back to 2017, moments after the failed vote. The next day when you woke up, did you think that soccer was done in St. Louis, or did you have something in the back of your mind, maybe we're not dead?
We did not have a second plan, so we did not have a contingency plan. It was very disappointing, but at the end of the day, playing as an athlete, running a business, there's just a lot of ups and downs, and there's a lot of no's, and you got to get used to a lot of no's, and you got to have an attitude of just grinding through things. So this was one where we said we didn't have a contingent plan, and we didn't, but it didn't mean that it was completely dead either. And I would say this is a great example of perseverance pays off. And I couldn't be more proud of the people that I've worked with. I would specifically call out to Tom Strunk, my CFO, who has been working with me behind the scenes, whether it's on the original, effort that we had, putting together St. Louis FC and everything we're doing there, and then all the way up to this effort and the Taylors coming in, and it just wouldn't have happened without the Taylors. So I couldn't be more proud, but sticking it out and grinding it out, I think is a quality that pays off if you're willing to do that.
You probably know exactly where you were when you got that phone call from the Taylors saying, hey, we're interested. Take me through that. Where were you? First reaction, what happened?
Yeah, I was actually at an advisory board meeting for Worldwide Technology, and got a call from Lee, who I got to know Lee a little bit from the first round, and he called me and just said, Andy, wanted to chat and get together, and said they've been talking about some different things. I said, sure, Lee, I'd be happy to do it, fill you in. It's a tall order and a challenging road, but I'd be happy to sit down and discuss it. And from there, we sat down. I painted a very challenging picture of what it's going to take to make this happen, but I also talked about what I thought would be the positive impact on the community. And from there, we just kept taking one step at a time, and then we finally came together and said, let's do it, let's go.
A lot of people want to know about stadium sponsorship and jersey sponsorship. What can you tell us about that now?
That's a very important, priority for us. So, one, securing the stadium, securing the design of the stadium, and getting that process moving. So that's a big one. And then concurrently working on sponsors, stadium sponsor, jersey sponsor, and then there's a whole cascading list of assets and things that we want to connect with other sponsors. So those are two very important things that we have on our priority list.
The big thing on social media is the name. Where do you stand there? This will go on for a while, correct?
Right. So we don't have a name nailed down. We don't have the colors of the team nailed down. So that's something that we'll be working on. We'll probably try to get some input from our community and our fan base, but we don't have any of that specifically nailed down. So it's another one that's important. It's also, we're going to be now starting to fill out our leadership team. So it's very important to us, and we've been talking to some great candidates with great backgrounds that we'll start putting into place pretty soon here.
You expect to name a team president in the next couple of months, or?
Absolutely, if not sooner.
And does a guy like Dan Flynn make sense?
I don't know. Dan's a really quality guy, so he's definitely in the mix there. So he'd be a great one.
Last thought. What do you think your emotions are going to be like 2022 in the spring when you see that first ball kicked in that $250 million stadium?
I think it's going to be even more emotional and even more, I would say, connected to the passion of the community than even today. And so as much as today was just off the charts good, I don't know how you felt, but I felt the energy here was just incredible. The fans were so excited, and I see that first day even being more energized than even today, which is hard to do.
And you want to confirm that Bill McDermott will be your analyst on all games, radio and TV forever?
Yes, correct. You couldn't do it without Mr. Soccer here. So, yes, it's exciting times.